Hello there, good morning. It is yet another marvelous moment to have you on the screens of GH Police Television. It is 27th July 2026, and you are welcome to the mighty magical Monday edition of the Safe Start Show, your ultimate morning companion for a secure and vibrant day ahead. I'm Sergeant Yao Boatin, your host, bringing you the pulse of safety live from the studios of GH Police Television right inside the National Police Headquarters. Now, the show is streaming live on all our social media platforms, precisely on Facebook, on TikTok, on X, on YouTube. Let's get mutually active. Let's get dialogic. Send us your questions, your observations, your thoughts, your opinions, and we'll do well and read them out to you. Again, we are also available on DSTV channel 362. Now, joining me this morning as my co-host, as usual, is the Halcyon policewoman, Sergeant Theresa Ado. Good morning, Sergeant Tess.
Good morning, Sergeant Boite.
How are you doing, please?
Very good. Yourself?
I'm also doing well.
We thank God.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was quite okay. A few activities came up.
Yeah.
We were able to, handle all of them as well.
Right?
So
yeah, usually when it gets to Monday, the film is a bit down because of the crazy nature of the day, starting off the whole week and the workload, the expectation, and all of that, especially coming back from the weekend where you've had a relaxing, moments. So Mondays are not usually favorable for me, you understand?
Right.
But then someone will say, "Whom am I?"
You have no say. You just have to.
But then we are still revived. We are rejuvenated to face the week. Yeah. Yesterday, were you in church?
I couldn't go to church, but I went for another event yesterday as well.
Anyway. Yesterday, it rained at my place, so I couldn't go to church either.
Oh.
And I know
the rain shouldn't stop you from going to church.
Oh, no, but you're in a crowd. When it rains like that, even the Ghana Meteorological Agency advises.
You don't make an excuse for that.
But you see,
because the rain shouldn't stop you ordinarily from going to church.
No, but you live in this country.
Your area is not a flooded zone.
No, but I will use different routes to get to my church. So even if where I stay is not, usually flooded or it doesn't get flooded when it rains, I am unable to determine whether the routes that I will use they get flooded.
Right.
So for me to stay safe,
I think you have to do that with Sergeant Brahma.
Yeah, I know Brahma will come at me, but then whether he accept that or not, but that was the reason why I couldn't go.
Right.
Yes. And then last Friday, the Police Ladies Association National Executive meeting came to an end. The training as well.
Right.
Yeah, and it was a nice event that was organized by leadership. While we had the National President, Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Mamiya Tiwa Adodankwa, joined us last Friday on the show. When I went there, I noticed that there has been tremendous changes, when it comes to the strategic outlook of the association. You guys are enjoying it.
It's true, bringing, colleagues from 25 police regions all together to ensure that there is a cohesion. I think it is a plus. It's a good one there. And to be able to also, push the agenda of the police forward. So it is a good thing to actually start off with. And we're hoping that we would have more of such meetings coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah. So on that note, let me send a good morning and big shout outs going out to the technical advisor to the Minister for the Interior and the national president for Police Ladies Association, POLAS, Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Mame Ya Tiwa Adodankwa. Good morning to you, ma'am. Again, big shout outs going out to the policewomen who work at the Integrity Car Park reception, watching us live on GH Police Television, headed by Policewoman Inspector Mercy Igan Boche, Policewoman Corporal Henrietta Nadede Mensah, Policewoman Lance Corporal Olivia Awini, and then Lance Corporal I've forgotten his name. Is it this young man at the reception, usually close to where the entrance is,
I don't have his name.
Right. So big shout out going out to you.
Them, yeah.
I believe that along the line, when I remember your name, I'll please mention your name as well. All right. So if you are thinking or anticipating of any, so his Lance Corporal Kujo.
Okay.
Yes, I've now recorded him. Kujo, good morning to you. Yeah. So if you are planning your weekend from today, or you are even anticipating that, probably you are expecting vehicular or high vehicular traffic from where you live to your respective destinations, we've got you covered. We are going to kickstart your day safely as we usually do by starting off with our traffic updates on the show, where my colleague Sergeant Yusuf Brahma, who is back with us in the studios after his earlier visit from a particular spot or a location within Accra, will join us and then give us how the traffic outlook seems like this morning. And then we'll come back and dive into police today, where we'll be bringing you police-related stories that are shaping our communities. Our colleagues in the office are also seated with us In the studios, they'll be doing us that particular Anna when it's time. Quickly, we'll move on to your essential health tips, where we cross over to the police hospital and medical experts as usual. Also, are also standing by to give us a comprehensive presentation on a particular health subject that is critical for our human development as well. And then with a big conversation today at this, we'll be looking into the role of the pathologist in the criminal justice system.
Very necessary.
Yes. Typically, I know people know that pathologists, perform or conduct autopsies or postmortems. But then when you are looking at what they do or their role when it comes to the criminal justice system, they do a lot.
A lot.
Exactly. So we'll be having our very own or revered pathologist at the police hospital.
Right.
Yes. Join us on the show today to let us know what it takes, first and foremost, to become a pathologist. Because it's also a branch of medicine,
Yes.
And usually or typically, they deal with dead bodies, you understand? So for you to even get the confidence and the bravery, to perform your role, it is something else. Before we even talk about the scientific aspect. Exactly, Yeah, so Mr. Free will be joining us, Deputy Commissioner of Police, on the show later as we delve into the role of the pathologist in the criminal justice system. And then we'll come back and celebrate police officers, our staunch and dedicated viewers, our loved ones, colleagues from the sister state security agencies who are celebrating their birthdays in the month of July. Very soon, the month of July is coming to an end, and then we'll usher in the month of August. Yes, so the July bonds, we are still celebrating you on the platform. We've said that there is a dedicated number on your screens. If you have anybody to, celebrate or share in their incredible journey, please send us your picture, your message at least a day before, and we'll take time and then, collectively celebrate with you in a grand style. Yes, and then we have a bit of some brief stories on sports. Last week I made mention that there is an ongoing police community gala. It was supposed to have come to an end yesterday, but then due to some other issues, the final game has been scheduled for 30th of July 2026, where dignitaries are expected to attend. And so I'll be bringing those developments along the line. So these are other things you should expect on today's edition of the Safe Start Show. And so we are ready to keep the ball rolling, but before that, we are going for our first break. When we resume from the break, we'll keep up the momentum. Remember that a safe start leads to a great day. Stay on, we'll be right back. You're welcome back from that break, and thanks thanks for staying with us. It is still the Safe Start Show on GH Police Television. This is where you stay informed, you stay ahead, you stay safe. And so we are diving in right with our traffic updates. And as I mentioned, my colleague Sergeant Tusi Brahma is back with us in the studios after his earlier visits to the Dankwa Circle to give us the traffic outlook this morning. Good morning, Brahma.
Good morning, big man.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about you?
I'm also doing great.
All right.
How was your weekend?
It was good. How about you?
Mine was perfect. Yesterday I couldn't go to church. Yes.
I'm asked. I'm asked.
Oh, no. But
Did I ask you?
Morally, I'm expected to let you know that because I made a promise to you last Friday that I'll be
Why are
going
you
to
deceiving
church.
God like this?
Listen, I'm saying that morally and then ethically.
You see, you are guilty conscience.
No. But I told Sergeant Tess that I was unable to go there because of the rains yesterday.
Why?
It rained yesterday.
It rained where?
I live at Atomic.
It rained at Atomic.
Yes.
From what time to what time?
Oh, between the hours of 7 to 9:30.
Hey.
Yes.
Where is your church located?
Bubuashi. Oki Road.
So after 9, the rain has
No,
stopped.
but we
right?
start church around 8:30, so I can't,
And what time do you close?
We close around 11:30, so we should be done.
Hey, this man is lying.
No, not lying. You cannot tell me I'm a liar. I have seen that.
I'm not saying you are lying. I'm saying you are lying.
If I'm lying, I'm not a liar. Yes, Brahma.
Oh, but I saw that on a more serious
No.
note.
But yesterday rain. Yesterday rain, Brahma. So where you live, your Soto area, didn't it rain there?
Not even a drop of
No,
water.
but you know that GMET issued a calendar or even a roster for areas that will be experiencing.
What is the name of your reverend?
Sorry?
What is the name of your pastor?
Reverend Berima Yao Usu.
Hey.
Yes. So
They will
it
need
rained.
to baptize you again. I'm sure that.
No, I baptized long time ago. So.
No, because you've been in the
Well,
house
I
for
should
so
be
many
rebaptized.
years. It has expired.
No.
You must be born
no,
again.
Had it not been the rain, I was already preparing and I was geared up for church services.
The rain started at 7.
At 7 a.m.
Ideally, what time do you leave the house?
Oh, usually by 7:30 I should be away.
So it means that by 7 you should have been ready.
Yeah, so no,
But you were not ready
I
by
was
7.
preparing the kids and then the family, you know? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
You
this
are
one is a
here.
natural phenomenon, and there is nothing I can do about it. You understand? So going forward, hopefully next week Sunday, if you have a very clear weather, I'll be in church.
Hey.
Yeah.
But and then
Are you
Sergeant of course I am.
Sergeant Teresa couldn't attend to church, and she was telling me that she attended a different event.
She
I thought
attended
this
a
one-
different
But
event.
Exactly.
I was being honest, actually.
But you have never been to church before.
How do you
But
say
but
I have
but
never
on a
been
more
to church
serious
before?
note, I mean, for you, about 2 months ago, you went once.
Exactly.
But for Sergeant Tess, there's never been a day that she said she
Exactly.
went to
Brahma, I
church.
don't
Always
agree
finding
with you on
excuses.
that. I don't
That's what I'm
agree
saying,
with you on
Abraham.
that.
I think she has she doesn't have her
But
name.
we'll talk
in
about
the
this
attendance
behind
book of
the
that
scenes,
particular
so-
church she made mention of.
Mm.
No. Her name doesn't exist in that church.
So can we go to the church and
We'll have to
confirm?
investigate exactly.
Yes, we'll go to the church and confirm.
yes.
All right. So good morning and then welcome to today's traffic update on the Safe Start Show with me, Sergeant Yusuf Brahma. Today's traffic update is happening just close around the police headquarters. So we'll zoom straight to that jurisdiction or intersection and then give you the traffic update this morning so that you know exactly what to expect when you are moving around that location. Just as my brother said, we are coming to you with the update from the Dankwa Circle this morning. So producer, if you're ready, kindly let viewers know exactly what is happening at the Dankwa Circle this morning. All right, so just as you can see on your shot, that is the traffic situation this morning at the Dankwa Circle. So if you're moving to anywhere around the Oxford Street, if you're going to Morning Star, you're going to Laboni and all those areas, this is what you should expect. So from Laboni to Dankwa Circle, as you can see on your shot, the traffic situation from that stretch is very normal. You wouldn't have any issue at all if you're coming from Laboni towards Dankwa Circle. And also from Dankwa Circle towards Laboni, if you're heading to Trade Fair or any of those locations, just as you can see, the road is virtually empty. So you wouldn't have any major issue at all if that is a stretch you are using. And then from Dankwa Circle towards Morning Star and all the cantonment areas around there, if that is where you're going this morning, you wouldn't have any major issue. As you can see, there's normal flow of traffic from that side of the road as well. And also from the Dankwa Circle through the police hospital, coming to the from the Morning Star through the police hospital, coming to the Dankwa Circle, as you can see on your shot as well, the traffic is not that much from that side of the road as well, so you wouldn't have any major issue. Then from the Dankwa Circle to the Ghana National Fire Service and the police headquarters, as you can see on your shot, there's a bit of traffic on that stretch of the road. So if you're coming to this area this morning, this is what you should expect. And also from the Ghana National Fire Service and police headquarters towards the Dankwa Circle, there's a bit of traffic on that stretch as well. And then to the Oxford Street, you see, as you can see on your shot, there's a bit of traffic if you are moving from Dankwa Circle towards the Oxford Street this morning. So kindly slow down if that is where you're moving towards this morning. But then from the Oxford Street coming to the Dankwa Circle, the road is virtually empty. So you wouldn't have any major issue if that is the stretch that you're using this morning. So generally, that is the situation this morning at the Dankwa Circle. So if you have any business doing at the Dankwa Circle and then its areas, this is what you should expect. Ideally, this is how the situation is going to be getting into the afternoon and then the rest of the day, unless there's any major incident that will happen. But if there's any major incident as such, we'll surely update you and give you exactly what you're supposed to do and the alternative route that you have to use so that you wouldn't find yourself in any trouble if that is the stretch you are using. So that is all for today's traffic update on the Safe Start Show with me, Sergeant Yusuf Brahma. I'll catch you later on traffic orientation still on this same channel. But before I hand over to my brother, Sergeant Yabote Boateng, a happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Mr. Amadou Akudugu of Nkoko. May the good Lord continue to guide you and then bless you, my lamb. So Sergeant Boateng, over to you. But please do not deceive your reverend again. Next Sunday, please go to church.
No, this one is not any deception, It is just as a result of a natural phenomenon or natural occurrence that made it impossible for me to make it to church. Thank you so much, Sergeant Yusuf Brahma, for bringing us the latest with our traffic update today after his return from the Dankwa Circle here in Accra. All right, so we are getting into police today, where, as I mentioned earlier, our colleagues with us here, the Public Affairs Directorate, are ready to give us this particular news. But before that, let's enjoy this brief breaker. When you are back, we'll get into the stories.
Are you aware an invisible eye is watching you? Have you ever had an altercation with a police officer about a road traffic offense where you felt you were right? Have you ever lost a loved one due to a breach of a road traffic regulation as a motor rider? Do you always obey road traffic regulations? Do you know that driving on the shoulders of the road is an offense? How has your general experience with the police officers on our roads been like? It is for these and other reasons that the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with the Ministry of Interior, National Road Safety Authority, the DVLA, and other stakeholders, have come up with an initiative to ensure sanity on our roads and prevent road accidents. TrafficTech GH is an automated system introduced by the Ghana Police Service to enforce road traffic regulations. The system uses cameras and sensors to enforce road traffic regulations. So you see, police invisible eyes are watching. Pew!
If you just tuning in, this is the Safe Start Show, your most informative morning program here on GH Police TV. It is your pulse of safety, and we're streaming live on DSTV channel 362. We're also live on all our social media platforms at Ghana Police Service and on Instagram at GH Police Service. Get interactive with us, send your messages through, and we will do well to share them with the rest of the world. Our subline is equally active on 0246 226064. You can equally send a message through that platform, and we will share them with the rest of the world. It is time to update you on stories making headlines on police today. Seated in studio, our colleagues here at Public Affairs, Sergeant Phyllis Kwekuteria and Sergeant Benedicta Brago, who would be bringing us up to date. Yes, Sergeant Phyllis Kwekuteria and Sergeant Benedicta Brago, who will bring us up to speed on happenings over the last 48 hours. Good morning, colleagues.
Good morning, Tess.
How are we doing?
We are doing good by the grace of God.
Thank God. It's a good morning, and it's a bright day as well to start the week.
Yes, it's
How
a
was
mighty, marvelous, magical Monday.
Magical Monday.
Yes.
How was the weekend?
Mine was generally peaceful and calm. I had a few engagements on Saturday, and I took some time to rest yesterday. So it was calm. Yeah.
Sayo Brago, which one they can say?
Oh, Nyamia don't know BDI. And so, Lemendano, a school, Ghana National. Now more AD, or more 78. I will say speech and prize giving day.
Okay.
I'm off flower for no my associate.
I'm out of flower.
Lemendano, me to quite a share. I am a bar or tossing you know, and war. I buy a no. If you go and see a brain tea.
Sunday
school fundament in our class.
Okay.
And the self calm of an one teacher. Sergeant White. One the bomb is so good. Yes, Sunday school, Madam. Sorry, they may call. By any that they meant me uncle.
All right. Nina, I can't make you Homer Edimo. Right. Sunday.
All right. So let's dive into our first story for today. Police secure 10 years jail sentence for 7-year-old boy defilement victim in Wa. The Upper West Regional Police Command, through the Regional Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU, has secured the conviction and sentencing of 42-year-old Ilyasu Kunati for the defilement of a 7-year-old boy in Wa. The now convict was arrested by the police on 20th January 2026 following a report of the incident by the victim's mother, which occurred on 17th January 2026. Upon receiving the complaint, the police immediately commenced investigations and referred the victim to a medical facility for examination, in addition to offering him psychosocial support. The accused was remanded into police custody after being arraigned before the Wa High Court. On 23rd July 2026, after a full trial at the Wa High Court, His Lordship Justice Osei Wusu Entry found him guilty of the offense and sentenced him to 10 years imprisonment with hard labor. The Upper West Regional Police Command assures the public that it remains committed to protecting vulnerable persons and will continue to pursue all reported cases of child abuse, sexual and gender-based violence. The command further encourages parents, guardians, caregivers, and members of the public to remain vigilant and promptly report suspected cases of abuse to the nearest police facility for immediate action. This statement was signed by DCOP Mr. Francis Yeribari, Regional Police Commander, Upper West Region.
Yako atifi atoye mantamu eho na police adwumakuo no enam ene eye mantamu ho DOVSU adwumakuo no aka bomu ahwe ama abrantie a ne din ade Ilyasu Kunate a wadi imfie aduana mienu a ofefe abemu a wadi imfie enson awowa no aseni bia no ebu nefo se won konkoda efiase imfie aduonu abrantie aseni bia no ebu nefo no posi eche no ewo opepombo some ne da etoso aduonu ewo afi impi mienu ene aduonu siamu amra na eye abrantie abamu a ofefe no abusuafo ede amanebo ebedom posi ewo pepombo so mene da etoso edunson se omoba no eyade a obi afefe no posi enya amanebo no omo ede ahonhare so ehyenhwehwemu ase ewo asem no ho ema abamu a nawofo ede ne baaye no posi ema no ayarehwe krata ekoje ayarehwe na enumu no na eya abrantia posi ache no posi ede no kogina asenibia na eho asenibia no ehye se yemfa no enkotwene mu na yensa emfa no emra bio na eno na eye na no yawada kita wonsabo so mene da etoso aduonu miensa no asenibia no edi abrantia ho asem ewiye na eye asenibia wonmonyamfo idin ede Justice Osei Wusu Entry etena adwamu ehye se abrantie yi yemfa no nkoto efiase mfie edu na afei wonye adwumaden emfa ensom ne eman atoye atifi mantamu posi adwumako ne ema omanfo arehwemu se omobekosoa ede etuho ache aye adwuma abo omanfo ho ban titriu ene woma omo ehia emwa na afei eye amanebo ahodro nso omo ensa aka afa emofra nipa bi ede mrasha omo nsam afefe omo no aye omo ayayade no ne nyina ayade a omo ebetu ho anamo ene omo nso so a omo ede mmarima ne emamu na asi omo ni so a eno nti emofra eye omo ebotaye no omo etu omo esusa eno nti posi adwumako no esre manfo titriu ene awofo ene ahwefo a omo ehwe emofra se yema yeni enna ho na yema ya adwen enkomofra ne so na se ehu se bibi asesa omofra ne ho a yetimi abisa na yehu ano na yetimi ayi posi adwumako no asotire ntem na yede aso nipa bonefo a omo edi sa adwuma no omo epa echi.
Police secure 20-year jail term for incest convict in Laura, Upper West Region. The Upper West Regional Police Command has secured the conviction of Kwame T. Zeku by the Laura Circuit Court for incest and threat of death following the successful prosecution of the case. The conviction follows the investigation and prosecution by the Laura District Police upon a complaint which established that the convict has sexually abused his 17-year-old biological daughter, a GHS student, over an extended period amid threats of death if she ever disclosed his escapades to anyone. on 24 July 2026. After a full trial, the Laura Circuit Court, presided over by His Honor Stanley Ejay, found the accused guilty of the offences of incest and threat of death. The court sentenced the convict to 20 years imprisonment for incest and 10 years imprisonment for threat of death, both sentences to run concurrently with hard labour. The court further directed the Department of Social Welfare, Laura, to provide counselling and psychosocial support to the survivor. The Upper West Regional Police Command commends the professionalism of the investigators and prosecutor whose efforts led to the successful conviction. The command further encourages the public to report promptly all forms of sexual and domestic abuse to the police for appropriate action. This statement was signed by DCOP Mr. Francis Yeribari, Regional Police Commander, Upper West Region.
Yeguswa ewo atifu ya pe ya mantemu ho baby a yefre ho Laura ho na post adwumako no ama abrante a yefre no Kwame Tizeku a wadi infie aduananso a one ne baba edi mojafra na abrante one ne di mojafra we no obo ne ntrene se obewu no aseni bia no ebunefo na wahye se wonkoda afiase infie aduonu abrante aseni bia ebunefo no enam post nhwehwemu kire se eye abrante yade a ofa ono ane baba wadi infie edunso a oye JHS ni na owie no okache abofra ne se oka asem ne ho amanebo e de kire obi a yade a obewu enu nti abaya no so e de hye ne ho na wan kan kire obi a Okita on sabo so me ne da etoso eduonu nan no posi ache branche na yede ne ekopie mu ewo asenibia na eye onmonyamfo a wotena edwam ni din ene onmonyamfo Stanley Ejay ede abranche efa ntoto anomu na ne nyina mu no yedi asemi wie ye na abranche wadifo eniti asenibia no ehye se abranche yemfa no nkoto aban kokomu na wanya dwumaden efa nsom ne man mfie eduonu asenibia no ehye eye Laura social welfare no se omo emfa abaye ya ono akasa ne papa ene no adai na omo emfa no emfa adwemu titiye mu se be ya abaye na adwemu ebeye boko na enkoye se bibi ebesisi ne so atoye atifi mantem posi adwumako na makwanya so kanfo posifo a womo eye nhwehwemu ene prosecutor enam de so a ema abrante asenibia na ebunefo womo adwuma omo aye se omo ede etuho ache ene adwuma krogen aye adwuma ama asemyi asenibia no etimi ebu papaya ode ne baba efa asakwan ne so efu.
Police arrest 10 suspects for cyber-enabled fraud at Mataheko. 9 victims rescued. The Tema Regional Police Command, through the Regional Police Intelligence Directorate, has arrested 10 suspects in connection with cyber-enabled fraudulent activities at Mataheko, Afienya, following an intelligence-led operation conducted on 3 July 2026. The suspects are Collins Francis Olayi Oje, Matthew Balogun, Jahid Bello, Abdul Rahman Nufizi, Talent Sinevi, Prayer Morrison, Lawal Abdulaziz, David Ogobona, Gift Prince, and Kingsley Ernest. They were arrested at an apartment believed to have been used as a base for the fraudulent activities. Preliminary investigations indicate that suspect Ojo coordinated the operation and facilitated the movement of 9 Nigerian nationals into Ghana, where they were allegedly exploited to carry out cyber-enabled fraud. The victims have since been rescued and placed in a safe location for further action. A search of the premises led to the retrieval of 28 laptop computers and 9 mobile phones for forensic examination. Suspect Ojo has been remanded into police custody by the Accra High Court while investigations continue to identify and arrest other persons connected with the case.
Yadi ani echemu ewo eye Mataheko Afienya biaya ewo Tema eho ena ewo eye kita wonsabo so mene da etoso miensa ewo afi impimbienu ne aduonu nsiemu no tema posi adwumakuo no enam regional police intelligence directorate ne so achi ni pedra yesusu se womo enam abefontentan fidie so de womo adwene ebo enipa apo na enam womo dwuma womo die so nti posi etimi agi enipa enan de efri womo ensem ni pedru ya posi achi womo edin ene Francis Olaji Ojo Matthew Balugu Jahid Bella Bello Abdul Rahman Nufizi Talent Sinovi Pray Morrison Lawa Abdul Aziz David Ogobona Gift Prince ene Kingsley Anes Emrantie yi posi eche womo ewo efie bi mu a ewo mata he kwa ye gidi se eho na womo edi womo edwuma posi nhwehwemu a edi kan ada no edi se Abrantie Ojoi ono na odi akotene ewo dwumadie no mu na enam so ama okọ alatamemu ekofa enipa de ba na no odi alatafo enkono na ebepiemu ewo omaga na mu a odi wom abehye bia ye ho a wo hye wom ketene ema wom ebokro no awa abefontentan fidie so de ema no enipa nkunu yi posi age wom de afiri emrantie yi ensem na eno na posi de wom afa enhyehyemu na ya sanso eja wom kwan ama wom akọ alatamemu ama posi eche amrantie ne yehwehwe bia ya wom edi wom dwuma no yehu laptop computer aduonu wotwe ani mobile phone ahodo enkono yedi ni nyina ama posi adwumako no ne nkrabata ye nhwehwemu a yefre wom forensic unit no se wom enye emu nhwehwemu Abrantie Ojoi posi ede no ekogina enkran aseni bia na eho na aseni bia no ahyese Abrantie no yemfa no enko na yensa emfa no emre ebiemu asemi posi eguso a eye ho nhwehwemu mu na yenim se ya de afoforo bebre eka ho asa adwumadi ne ekoso eni nti ya tre nhwehwemu mu a ede ehwehwe afoforo a omo eka ho enyina ache omo.
And to our final story, police arrest 5 Nigerian nationals for human trafficking and cybercrime at Kwabenya, 18 victims rescued. The Ghana Police Service has arrested 5 Nigerian nationals in connection with human trafficking and cyber-enabled criminal activities at Kwabenya, Accra, following an intelligence-led operation conducted on 12 July 2026 by the Cybercrime Unit in collaboration with the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit and the CID Headquarters Operation Unit. The suspects are Chigozie Ezubike, 35, Edwin Onyema, 24, Kingsley Nwochukwu, 29, Henry Ebuke, 32, and Harrison Godwin, 26. A search of the premises led to the retrieval of 52 assorted mobile phones and several wireless internet devices believed to have been used in the commission of cybercrime-related offenses. Preliminary investigations established that the suspects had trafficked several young Nigerians into Ghana and were exploiting them in cyber-enabled fraudulent activities. During the operation, police rescued 18 victims, aged between 15 and 24 years, from a locked room in the apartment. The victims have since been placed in a safe location under the care of the appropriate authorities. The suspects were put before Accra Circuit Court 7 on 16 July 2026 and remanded into police custody to assist investigations. The recovered exhibits have been secured for forensic examination while investigations continue.
Posi adwumako no ache nipa nnum a yesusu se omo nyina aye alatafo na omo botai omo di eni se omo edi nipa hodwa na omo esan so ebo abefontentan fidie so krono na enam dwumadie so posi etim agi enipa edu wotwe e de afiri omo nsem a omo ehye omo ema omo edi sa adwuma no dwumadie ikoso ana posi adwumako no ne nkrabata edi abefontentan fidie so dwuma ene woma a omo esua adwetwafo so mechire cybercrime unit no anti-human trafficking unit any CID operations no e de dwumadie friend operation ehye so na omo etimi e de che enipakue enipa posi eche omo no omo edin ene Chigozie Azubuke a wadi imfie aduasa enum Edwin Onyega a wadi imfie aduonu enan Kingsley Nwochukwu a wadi imfie aduonu nkono Henry Ebuke a wadi imfie aduasa mienu ene Harrison Godwin a ono so wadi imfie aduonu nsia posi ehwehwe biaya ye che mrantie no ye hunu eye mobile phone ahodo mako aduonum mienu 52 ene Aberfontein fidie so dwuma niema ahodo a yesu sese ni nyina eye niema womo edi womo edwuma posi hwehwemu adan edi se mrantie omo enam nanda akwan so ekofa alatafo mabuni ede omo ebegu Ghana se omo ebeye adwuma ede abepe adwuma ede ama womo na eno ena omo ede omo bedu wi a na womo ede omo akwakosie na omo ase omo keten ama womo abo Aberfontein fidie so krono ewo dwuma de nimu no enipa aposi eje womo no na omo eye enipa edu wotwe a omo emfie eye emfie dunum ede kosi aduonu enan nipa du wotwe omo nyina eyade aposi ede womo akọ baabi a womo ye hwe womo ye se be ya ye betimi ehu obia echi na yede eja womo kwan na prempren enrantie ayache womo nipa num ide eyade womo oposi akache a womo eboa ewo ehwehwemu mu na posi ede mrantie ekokogina mu ewo asenibia eho na asenibia na hyese enrantie yemfa womo enko na womo enko hwe womo adwene mu se womo ewo nsem foforo bi efa asemi ho a na yensa enfa womo emra biom ewo asenibia ho na asenie no ento aso.
Right, I think let's commend the Upper West Regional Command and the Tema Regional Command for that yeoman job done in the arrest of these criminals. I think we are all leaving the IGP's resolve of rooting criminals out of our system. So for a start, I think let's give them a plus, thumbs up to them. But with other stories, we can just digest on any of them. We pick one and then we talk about it.
All right, so I think two of the stories we have treated today are actually centered on human trafficking and cyber-related offenses. And I think this clearly shows that the Ghana Police Service is actually intensifying the fight against organized crime through intelligence-led operations. I am particularly happy about the rescue of the victims of human trafficking and the fact that the suspects involved have also been arrested. This is because it is heartbreaking to see young people being lured across borders with false promises and only to be exploited for criminal activities. And I am also happy that the rescued victims are placed under the care of the appropriate authorities, and I believe that in due course they are going to be reintegrated into society and be given the necessary support to rebuild their lives again. Right. And so my advice to young people is that they should be careful about job offers or opportunities that look too sweet or too good to be true. Yes, and the public should also continue to volunteer credible information to the police so that we can actually get some of these people rooted out of our sight.
Right. Sergeant Brago.
We have Sergeant Teresa. Chese, idea cybercrime unit, anti-human, anti-armed robbery unit, more edidumapa, anti-human trafficking, comedian, more edidumapa. If you say, any pabi ever fakwati kwanso na wako kasa ukrum, na wako share unwebia. Sabi ono so ebeka se owa ho hie mu se opa adwuma na wako akọche ne se o na mefa wonko Ghana na menya adwuma ma wo na wo de ne ba bedru a wo de no aba bisi je se wo sa wo hwa ma ne boy de to ho na nipa du wotwe na yade yade o ma hyedam mu ato wo mu na che se wo hye wo mu waje wo mo fa hodie efra mu nsem a wo de wo mu ebokro no ma wo no akasa yenya so emfa so yade a ha adwen pa enti enam nim de entita eye posifo a ye abo mo de cybercrime unit no anti-human trafficking ene eye armed robbery for no e de egu akwan mu na enam so omotimi enya wo mo akire wo no yade a ye bebo o ma ba so ye kanfo mo dwom mo ye pa se omo ensan for say do food dua pa on ye piano nti ye sha omo kutupa se omo nyere omo ho ana ye nim se yade a omo koso aya omo behwe na nipa bonefo a omo di sa bone no omo betimi amaya che omo na afi so ye hwe atifi aya atoye mantem a ya na ensem ni bo ho ya asefim se eja wankasa wa wo ba ahwe na ama wanyina wanyina du fie edu enso na wankasa wo ba oja mu pa wo moja na wo se mene me ba beda anya baako ya ade a woni akola ne ya na owi a wabɔ ne ntrene sɛ wo ka asɔmeku ana obewu ya ade a ha adwen pa nti yɛsrɛ awofo bebre titire ne yɛ maanefo no sɛ yɛ ma yɛ adwen ne yɛ ni ɛkɔ yɛ ma no ho pa ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛ ɔba banko a bɛma so ka ho fi sɛ ɛwɔ amane bɔ baako no na yɛ abɛmu ana yɛ fefe no sa pepepe wase yɛ ma yɛ ni kɔ mu nyinaa ho na sɛ yɛ ma yɛ ni kɔ mmɔfra ne ho ana bra no nkora no bibi kɔ so na enkoya ubehu anasa omo so be firi akoma pamu na omo timi aka cho say ade awofo no eye maame so obaba no eben because 17 years dey abeye wadanfo abeye wo yonko one ne ye ade o mu ka se okoja o baabi ma mo ye de ekọ sa baabi maame de kra wo kọ na ye to da o ma no ne wo na ye de ekọ enti se ye twi ye ma no eben ye na se yetimi no mu dinkita ho etro ma adwen basa enna mu hia mu komodie ni ho a e ma mofra ni benya ye mu arehye mu se aso bibi sei ekoso e wona brabo ma obi free ni pemu na wanya gide wo mu no aye de boyi waso tiri nti awofo wase ye ma ye ni eda ho e wo sa ne ma no ho na mmom so no yesre eye ye mabunu ye mama mo wo hoi se aso ye waso obekun na se ehu e wo mu a posi ye wadanfo so wase wo ka kire o maame na bewu a wo ka kire posi a wo sa na wo ka kire o papa na bewu a wo ka kire posi a nya dia wo bewu enti se wo de wo fere na se wo ntimi ama posi a ka kire wo de fere ye wo ya homatrofo no so eye 191 18555 wo fere wo eye abefo enti time fidie no eye network ni nyina so a nsa beka ye na watimi ene ye edinkita ho na ya ba ne abehwe asem no ano na ya so ama enti ye asem kakra me wo e kan fa ho no na ya bo eye atifi atoye mantem posi for no so aba so ye prosecutor no any investigation team oh my ya papa my ya papa sensem say ba na sesa wo sa nkra bata na wo hu se de nipa bi ehye wo asem no ho a na nko wo matimi agina pintin ahwe ama se ni bia no abunifo a ya de o ma ya de
came as a result of good evidence or more present. Now we crap say when you tie didim
oh when you tie didim say
concurrent thing and consecutive and could be 30 years you know under judge no crap was right so you what you say.
Well, so I am personally elated with the news that have come up with the police today with the conviction that we've been able to secure. You know, as a law enforcement agency, I believe our primary mandate is to ensure that once we are able to prosecute criminal offenders and then we secure conviction for the crimes they have committed or they do commit, that is where we can say that yes, our job has been done. And so as Sergeant Brago said, we'll have to credit the Upper West Regional Police Command for the wonderful job or stellar job being done. In both cases, the 10 years jail sentence for defilement, yeah, with a 7-year-old boy, and the 20-year-old jail term for incest. Yes, in the same region. It is quite heartbreaking that a parent, you know, will find themselves in that particular situation with their own words or their own children. But we are human beings, you know, and you wouldn't expect everyone to behave as normal as we think of. So that is why we have such institutions in place to deal with such, you know, development within our society. All right. So away from that, with the human trafficking incident that transpired in Kwabenya, where some suspects have been arrested. You know, the last time you had a station officer from the anti-human trafficking unit join us on this show to basically tell us what goes into, you know, information gathering, intelligence gathering, and then arrest and all of that. It's not easy. And the sad thing about this particular development is that most people in Ghana are not doing well when it comes to information related to the police. Yes, so over time, we keep reminding them that they will have to send credible and vital information to the police when they notice such people within their societies, you know, having some individuals who seem so foreign in their activities. Thus, human trafficking is a crime that strips of people's fundamental human rights. It will ruin your future and then rob you of your dignity. Look at these young ones who were locked in a room for days. And then they are being exploited, you know, to enter into activities that are against their own will. And if you joke and you don't comply to whatever instruction you are given to, you may not return back alive to wherever you were brought from. Yes. So we're also grateful to the Ghana Police Service once again, our men, for the rescue and the arrest made. I believe that since they will be arraigned before courts, we are hoping and praying that we'll be able to seek conviction for that particular crime as well. It's not easy. The level of crime that we keep recording in our communities of late is something that tells you that the youth, to be precise, are quite stubborn. They are recalcitrant. But as the Ghana Police Service always say, we keep reaffirming that we are committed to ensuring that we protect lives and property and then maintain law and order. So if they do not have a change of mind to refrain from these acts,
the law will catch up
we'll
with
also
them.
arrest them and then prosecute them and then seek conviction to serve as a deterrent to individuals who are watching us or be reading our news items in the dailies as well. If you are a foreigner and you are in Ghana, instead of you to work peacefully and then make your money and go back, you decide to resort to these kind of acts, you should be minded that once you are arrested, you'll be prosecuted.
And maybe also going forward, maybe landlords who give their apartment out should also probably be on the
So
lookout.
that is what I
and be
made
checking.
mention earlier.
Yes.
That
At least you've given it out to one person. So
but then before
have
you
to go
notice, you have about 5 or 6 people in your same house, and you think you are onboarded, But when you are able to do a bit of due diligence and then investigate their movement and all of that, at least you can draw the attention of the police for them to come around and then also do their own investigation. But it's rather unfortunate that they don't really care after they just take their money for the advance of their rent. That's it. They just don't care. But you see, the most important thing is that once you give out your property to such people and then they start doing these things, you may not be able to determine whether your sibling or your relative or your family member may also fall victim to whatever activity that they do in your house. So we keep saying that security is a collective and shared responsibility. And so even as landlords, you have your rights to let the police know what is really happening when you give out your property to anybody that you may suspect to have engaged or to be engaging in this criminal activity. So that is it for my take on the police.
Right. Thank you so much, colleagues. And so as we have said, as landlords, you equally have a role to play in the combat of crime in this country. If you are just joining us, this is a Safe Start show. It is your pulse of safety coming to you live from our studios here at the police headquarters. We are live on DSTV channel 362 and streaming on all our social media platforms. Get interactive with us by sending us your messages. Our WhatsApp line is equally active on 024-622-6064. Stay on. We'll be back with more segments on the show.
Hello.
Hello, Nana Joa.
Hey, only I'm at home, can't you?
What is say?
Namia do more, but on away.
Abdomo, a mega yo-yo, with schoolmate.
What's home, can't you?
Hey, it's a said, it's a Makupi or Canada.
Wow.
I couldn't be up, and you put in a share number every week. Company no air pay, and my 4 or Canada. Now, she said, a woman say, company no bet you at the half. Now pay man so you have scanning 80,000. And no sana at
Mama, Madame Fubia could be a Canada. Nana named Chamaboga. Must say, Aquina Abao, a good year to man say, Miss Meeting your free Ghana, about the coming more Canada. Oh, no say, a mere one in the say, company no. Or maybe to your sick, or maybe to your half, I'm just made to your half. Into the minion war bomber home.
Nana, you want to the other. Say, in Paponophobia or Maba. Or Papa Catcher will say, or Canada. And then say, or France, Empo, Abuchim Kuna can be. Now, Catcher will say, Aquanyaba, Inti, Aquanian, agent, or Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and answer Burkina Faso. Inti Faho. Now, when you're on Grata, the whole now with you and over Canada, and answer France, anaasɛ aburukyire nkuro no aka na wɔpenya kasa apɛ sinibu ɛyɛ ntorɔ wokɔkɔduu hɔ a ɔbɛkye wahyɛ dɛm ɔbɛgye wo sika nyinaa wotwa adokɔ nyinaa ɔbɛgye na owie a wafɔso ɔbɛhyew ketee sɛ wo nso so fa nipa mmienu bra na saa nipa woanya mfɔm anko a kɔm bɛgye wo saa wo kwan bɛ nyinaa nipa no bɛtumi ayɛ wo nua ɛbɛtumi ayɛ obusuani bɛtumi ayɛ wo maa bɛtumi ayɛ wo papa ɛne ɛma no mfa saa kwanya wo nso na mentu Ghanafoɔ nyinaa nti me nuanom moma mo ani da hɔ na ma nkɔ ankɔtɔ saa nipa bɔne ni no ana nipa bɔnefoɔ no afidie mu.
Right, so you're welcome back from that break and thanks for staying with us. It is still the Safe Start Show on GH Police Television. This is where you stay informed, you stay ahead, you stay safe. And so we are getting right into your essential health tips on the show. And today we have the head of the public health unit at the police hospital, Chief Superintendent of Police, Dr. Frank Dodu, giving us a brief presentation on the causes and prevention of hypertension. Let's enjoy this presentation. We'll be right back.
I am Chief Superintendent Dr. Frank Dodu. I'm the head of public health at the Ghana Police Hospital. Today, we would want to share with you on something very important to us for our health: high blood pressure. In medicine, we call it hypertension. I'm sure most of us would have heard something about this before. I love to give an analogy about this hypertension. I always use this analogy. Take it that, you know, where we, in Accra here, where we have our source of water, usually we see the Weja Dam. That is where the water is pumped from. But you know, when the water is pumped from the dam, it has to pass through tubes before it gets to our various homes. That is the similar analogy I use for hypertension. In the body, the center where the blood will be pumped will be the heart. And when the heart pumps the blood, it has to pass through vessels to get to the various cells. The cells are the extremities, including the fingers, the toes, the head, every part of the body. But you see, when water is pumped at the Weja Dam, it requires pressure before it can get to our various homes. It's the same thing with the body. You need the pressure when the heart pumps to get this blood to the various cells. But the challenge here is that when the pressure goes above a certain level, the tubes may burst. It's the same way that when you don't have a very strong pipe from the Weja Dam and the water is pumped from the dam, the pipe can break and then the water will gush out. It's the same thing in the body. So we need to maintain the blood pressure at a certain level so that, yes, the blood can get to the extremities, all the cells will get some, and yes, the vessels too will maintain their integrity so it doesn't break. If you don't get this analogy right, you run into trouble. So we want to see the human body is so delicate that you have to maintain this pressure within a certain range. And that is where blood pressure issues come about. Most of us hear blood pressure and we are running away. We don't want to know the details of it. We don't know why it's of importance to us. The reason is that when you don't get blood supply to your cells, the cells will die because the cells require the blood with its nutrients. The cells require the blood with its oxygen for them to survive. And so when there is a break because the pressure is too high, then the cells are going to die. And if the cells die, then unfortunately we also die. And when the pressure is also very low, too low, so that blood cannot go to the extremities, that one too is a problem. So what are we recommending?
We are saying that we need to maintain this pressure. How do we maintain that? You have to be checking. If you don't screen, if you don't go to get your blood pressure measured, you will know. The simple and interesting thing is that for most places, checking this blood pressure comes at no cost. In fact, sometimes people go about inviting us to come and check our blood pressure, but we don't do it. We need to check our blood pressure to make sure that we are within the normal range. If we check and there is the need for us to go on some intervention, some regimen, it will be recommended to us. Trust me, if you want to, some of us feel that certain medications give us certain side effects and we don't like. If you discuss these issues with your healthcare provider, there is always an alternative. There is always a way around it. There is always something to be suggested to you that will give you some satisfaction. So the key thing about blood pressure is you need to screen to know your blood level. Your blood pressure level is very, very key. Let's develop the habit. If not for anything, once you are 40 years and above, every time, once in a week, you should be able to check your blood pressure. If you have the opportunity and even have the machine, do it every day. You should be able to monitor it. Don't wait for complications to set in before you check your blood pressure. There are certain details about blood pressure that we can go into at another time, but for today, I want to stress that if you haven't checked your blood pressure before, or if you haven't checked it this week, you have to do it. If you haven't checked it this week, you have to do it. And don't say that, oh, as for me, I don't go to hospital, I'm fine. The time you feel something in your body, which could be persistent headache, or dizziness, or palpitations, that is the same time that complications may have set in. So, blood pressure can be silent, but it's a silent killer. You can only know when you have checked. Thank you.
Okay, so that is it with our essential health tips segment on today's edition of the Safe Start Show, and it was brought to us by Chief Superintendent of Police, Dr. Frank Dodu, who is the head of the public health unit at the police hospital, telling us about the causes and prevention of high blood pressure, what is known in medical terms hypertension. And Sergeant Tess, I enjoyed the part where he made an analogy of how we receive potable water in our homes. From the dam at Weja through the pipes, with measurable pressure, to run through our pipes and all of that. Likewise, the human body as well also needs blood, to run through various channels, but then it should come at a measured rate. And it's important that we need to pay attention to our blood pressure. People have described it as a silent killer because if you don't check, you don't get to know
exactly
your level, and if you sit down and react to some of its effects before you notice you are one step away to your grave. So it is important that periodically we get our blood levels checked. The one thing about this whole thing is that when we went to the hospital the last time, myself and then Ishen and the other guys, we checked their blood pressure. When we invited Chief Inspector Odru, he became scared. So
why?
At a point, I don't know. He became scared. So at the point when he was invited to sit down, he said, "No, you let me just sit down and relax." Eventually he couldn't check, so he will have to go back and check at the hospital and to find out whether.
I think we are not used to the culture of going in for self checks, periodically, and so when it comes, like you have to, then there is this fear. But once you make it a habit, I think it is something you should not be afraid of. It is part of you. You need to know your health status to be able to take good care of yourself. So it's a good thing that doctor said once you're able to detect it early, it can be managed for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Corporal Sani was also called to come around and check his blood pressure, and he was also scared. You know, I was like, wow. So if people, I don't really understand why if they ask you to come and check your blood pressure, then you are afraid.
you know, and you can tell if this is even scaring them, the other ones which you don't want.
Exactly. You know, yes, and this part of us, you know,
yeah.
there are instances where people just walk around and then the then is, oh, and I'm happy to see you. No, you may not be able to tell whether the blood pressure was high or was low.
But we would definitely subject Chief Ojo.
Chief Ojo, Chief Ojo, they will have to go and
to the blood and the other tests.
Other tests as
yes,
well.
that will be talked about later.
Exactly. All right. So that is it. We are once again reminded that blood pressure is something we shouldn't be joking about. Periodically, we are advised that we need to check at any facility. It's absolutely free, usually. And so please, let's do that, and then we'll be mindful of how we go about our normal lives. All right. So, Salintes, you know, during our introductory part of today's edition of the show, I made mention that with our big conversation today, we are going to look into the role of the pathologist in the criminal justice system. Typically, I was asking you, when you hear someone or when you hear people talking about who a pathologist is, what comes to mind?
Well, so what comes to mind is definitely somebody who looks at the causes, the developments, and the structural changes in the human body. So to me, that is what
human body is. It those who live in or those who are dead?
Both.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe doctor is here, so maybe doctor.
Before doctor comes here, I want to find out from you because this is the first time I'm hearing from you whether a pathologist looks into someone who's alive to find out what is wrong with them. Because from what I have read, I have seen that, or I've realized that pathology is a branch of medicine.
Right.
You know, that determines the cause and the manner of death, especially in cases or situations that are sudden, unexpected, violent, or suspicious.
Right.
So if you're telling me that they also look into human body,
that is why doctor is here. So if there is any, definitely he is going to,
All right. And I believe that there are a lot of things they do beyond the performance of autopsies, postmortems, and all of that. So our guest is going to tell us the role of forensic pathologists in the criminal justice system, beyond what we know general pathology is about. And so this morning, we are very privileged to have with us in the studios Deputy Commissioner of Police, Dr. Osei Owusu Efriye, who is a seasoned pathologist with the Ghana Police Hospital at the Ghana Police Hospital as well, making his debut appearance on the Sifter show. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes, sir.
I bring you greetings from Commissioner of Police Samuel Lutunyako, who is the head of the police health system.
Yeah.
You know, we have 22 hospitals and polyclinics across the country. And even though we are focused on taking care of police personnel and their dependents, we also attend, to the public.
Exactly.
And so it's exciting to be here. Hopefully by the end of the time, we would have discussed, the topic in entirety.
Absolutely.
And, the public will also come to understand that, you would find some people in the public hospitals, but you find some of us in uniform.
Exactly. I know, right? Yeah, so Salintes, it is also indeed a pleasure for us to also have our very own DCOP Dr. Osei Owusu Efriye join us on today's edition.
Yeah.
Usually, when you see pathologists, I look at them from a different spectacle, looking at the kind of things they do.
Sure.
Yes. So, Doc, let's get into our conversation. Typically, we're saying that pathologists, we know that usually or typically they perform autopsies or postmortems. But what does a typical day look for a forensic pathologist beyond the performance of postmortems or autopsies?
So let me just attempt to tell you who a pathologist is, so that we can narrow down, to forensic pathology. Right. So generally, we say that we are laboratory physicians.
Okay.
There are other branches of, the specialty.
Okay.
We are more concentrated on anatomical pathology, and so we do both the gross examination, which everybody knows as the autopsy.
Yeah.
And because it's gross examination, some people refer to it as morbid anatomy. Now, we also do microscopy.
Okay.
We also do microscopy. We look at tissue, we look at cells. So when we are looking at tissue, we call it histopathology. When we are looking at cells, we call it cytopathology. And then, of course, postmortem examinations with, ancillary investigations or other investigations that help us to come to a diagnosis. So that is what generally we do.
Okay.
Now, in situations where the law intersects with pathology, then we say it is forensic pathology.
Okay.
So at any instance where the law has a requirement of you to do something, then that is forensic. So for example, in forensic science as a whole, the law and science intersect.
Okay.
So for us in pathology, when the law requires us to do something, we use methods that apply to us to help the law to achieve its purpose.
Absolutely.
So forensic pathology would basically mean that somebody has passed on, it's unnatural, or there's some sort of suspicion about it. Or even so, the cause of death hasn't been determined.
Yeah.
And so the law then requires us to, one, determine the cause of death, to determine the nature of the death, whether it's natural or unnatural. Now, because it is the law that requires of us to do it, we typically would ask that there's a directive from the court before we attend to the body. And so we would not attend to the body until we get the directive.
Yeah.
The Coroner's Act of 1960, gives us the mandate, or would require the district magistrate, who is the coroner, to give us the directive. And once the directive comes to us, then we perform the examination.
Wow. Sergeant,
Yeah.
I have now established that when it comes to forensic pathology, the experts specifically investigate death that intersect with the legal system. So as Doc has said, unless the coroner, who happens to be the magistrate, gives a directive that is
that
where
should be carried out.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So, Doc, let's establish this. I want us to have a conversation tied to forensic pathology.
Right.
Yes. So, approximately with the Ghana Police Hospital, per year, how many forensic autopsies are being performed?
Now, let me give a quick clarification before we continue.
Okay.
Now, there are two types of autopsies, or two types of post-mortem examination. One is a forensic autopsy, which we have just said, and then one is the hospital autopsy.
Okay.
Now, it is fluid. Sometimes you would think that it is, a hospital autopsy, only for it to become forensic autopsy. Sometimes it is forensic autopsy, but then, by the time you are done with the examination, it becomes, hospital autopsy. Now, let's focus on forensic autopsy as you said it. Now, when we get the directive from the magistrate, it typically would come with a brief fact. Brief fact which would have been taken by the investigator who is in charge of the case. Now, that gives us a certain context upon which we are going to do the examination. Now, based on that context, we would also work with other members of the team. So, there's a whole forensic team that we are working with. Numbers in, police hospital, we're looking at between 1,200 and 1,500 every year.
Wow.
Now, remember that it is not just police hospital. Because if an incident happens somewhere, beyond the confines of, Accra, or the confines of the major cities where there are pathologists who can attend to the cases, we from the police hospital would be sent over to those areas to go and attend to the cases. Now, police needs to get to the bottom of the cases. So if the case has occurred somewhere, in a remote area and there's no pathologist, then, the directive from IG would send us over to those areas to go and perform that. And so that adds to the cases that we do, in police hospital.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. So the test.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Yes.
Yes,
So, Doc, please let's find out. Apart from you handling cases within the police domain,
yes,
I am sure you'd also take up cases from other state agencies,
yes,
and private individuals who would also want you to. Yes. Okay. So, in that nature, what happens?
So again, it boils down to the same thing. So sometimes you are called in to assist when there's a relative, there's a member of the public who wants some support when it comes to post-mortem examination. So again, there are certain jurisdictions within the country where there are no pathologists.
Yeah.
So then you'll be called upon to go there to go and assist. Sometimes some people also want, just for their own clarification, a second opinion. So then you are called in to help with a second opinion. In other instances, they just want you to observe on their behalf because they don't have the expertise. So then they call on you. You go attend the post-mortem examination. Even though you are not the primary person performing it, you only attend and then you can advise them as to what has happened.
Okay.
Yes, so those are some of the instances where you go beyond the confines of
the
maybe
police.
The police, yes.
All right. We also have, defense lawyers.
Yes.
Who are always seeking to, spot lacunas in
exactly
the cases of the prosecution to discredit the prosecution case. Let's find out what are some of the non-negotiable standard procedures that you follow so that you'll be able to hold up, firm evidence in court.
So typically, I say that there are three main things that are very, very important. The brief fact that comes to you is very important. The brief fact that comes to you is very important. Remember that even though there's a short write-up, it goes beyond just the short write-up. Crime scene investigation and their report is also very, very important in coming to a certain conclusion. And then, of course, the post-mortem examination. Now, these three areas are important to achieving, a successful case, especially with the police. And so, I say that, it goes beyond just the post-mortem examination. You're looking at the post-mortem examination, which you have to make sure is very thorough. You have to document everything because that is the one that you're going to use to write, the full report. And that full report goes, back to the magistrate. The magistrate then distributes that, to all the lawyers. And so even if the case moves from the magistrate court high up to maybe the high court, where usually most of the cases eventually, get tried, if your report that you have sent is porous, that becomes problematic. Now, if it is inconsistent with, for example, the investigation that has been done, and it's inconsistent with the crime scene, report, what it means is that you cannot even reconstruct using your report. And so then the defense lawyers will be able to punch holes, and it can become, devastating. After you think you have done a good job, only for, it to be followed up years down the line, and then you fall flat. And so I say that make sure that you are documenting all the things you are doing. remember that the court can even call for what you've documented beyond the full report. Now, even though sometimes clients would have to pay for some, ancillary investigations like maybe toxicology analysis and microscopic examinations and all that, depending on the case, I still encourage that we get it done. Because at the end of the day, when the body has been buried and, you've gone to court, you may not be able to go back to that again.
Exactly.
And so you have to make sure that either you are sampling and keeping the samples, or you are getting it done, at the time before you even sign it out. So that becomes very important. Yes.
Right.
Okay. So with the keeping of samples and all that,
Yes.
how long can a sample be kept?
Right.
Yeah, so that it
Right.
can be reused.
Right.
Maybe.
So when we take toxicology samples, we store it in a freezer.
Okay.
Now we, because of space, store between 6 months and 12 months.
Okay.
Now with histopathology samples or with tissue, when you place them in formalin, what I usually would encourage is that beyond just placing them in formalin, that you would, process them, keep them in, paraffin wax.
Okay.
And those ones can last as long as 30 years.
Wow.
Okay.
30
Yes.
years.
So those ones can last very long, as 30 years. And so, we don't keep the gross samples because, again, when you keep the gross samples, you do not have enough space to, attend to them.
All right.
Yes. So you sample them, process them, keep them in formalin embedded tissue,
Wax.
paraffin wax. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Right. Doc, so let's look at how you collaborate with other forensic units when it comes to your job.
Yes. Yes. So let's say that we have an incident of gunshot. Now, the primary investigator is there, and in this instance, we'll call him the forensic investigator.
Exactly.
We are looking at the crime scene team, who would pick, attempt to look at the scene and make sure that we are able to look at the direction of, the ammunition being used and all that. Beyond that, you are also looking at submitting the weapon to the ballistics to analyze for us.
Yeah.
You are also looking at if, for example, fingerprinting.
Yeah.
They come in to pick fingerprinting so that we can sort of like track whoever may have done, the crime. Yeah. You are also looking at a situation where if there are blood samples and there may have been some sort of struggle, our colleagues from crime lab would also come in. The DNA experts and the biologists will also come in. They would pick, body fluids that may be around in the scene and analyze it. Now, typically, once that is done, they also would want to attend the postmortem examination and see what is happening.
Okay.
In that instance, even though you are primarily in charge of it, they would come in. And then you can have a conversation about, what you may have found or you may not have found.
Okay.
Now, in instances where, you are looking at doing DNA and you want to compare to maybe the body, depending on the state or the state of the body, the biologist will come in to help you figure out which samples you should take for them so that they are able to have a good yield on, the DNA analysis.
Wow. So typically when autopsies or postmortems are being performed,
yes,
you have people joining you to, witness whatever thing you are doing.
Right. So remember that the service instruction actually says that, the investigator should be present.
Okay.
Now, when it says that be present, even though you may not necessarily be present in the room, you should be around to take, some information from the pathologist.
Okay.
Because when you go back, you would have to go and make your own entries.
Exactly.
And so you need some information from the pathologist to go and make your entries.
Okay.
Now, generally, most of our facilities do not have, photography. So then the crime scene team that comes in will do the photography on our behalf. Of course, if you have it within your setup, then you will do that by yourself. Of course, not you as a pathologist, but then the other people who are with you will then do it.
Yeah.
Now, in a pathology setup or in the autopsy suite where you are performing your examination, you have the attendants who are, or the technicians who are opening up the bodies. You may have the lab, biomedical scientists who are also with you, helping you, take some other samples as well. So, for example, we are looking at a rape case, and you want to do a quick high vaginal swab, hand it over to them. They do a quick microscopy to see if, there's spermatozoa or not, before you even go on to do DNA if it becomes necessary.
Okay.
And so then they are also available so that, when you do the sampling, you achieve a good yield. So that you don't, once you've released the body, you can come back to the body again.
Exactly.
So, yes, there are other people who come in to do that.
Right.
Sometimes the ballistics come in.
Okay.
They are looking at the trajectory as well, so that they can reconcile that with what they have. If, the ammunition is lodged in the body, you pick it as exhibit. Eventually, it goes to a certain process, but you hand it over to them so that they can also analyze.
Exactly.
And then, of course, it ends up in court as well. Yes.
But typically, there may be some family members or, relatives of a particular dead person who may be quite doubtful of the whole process.
Yes.
And may insist that they would want to be present while the autopsy is being performed.
Yes. So, a lot of people insist that they want to be present.
Yeah.
Now, because we are working on their behalf, sometimes we wish that they will be able to step back so that you can do the job, for them. Because we as police are doing the job for them. Now, but even with that, they would insist they want to be there.
Okay.
Occasionally, we allow them.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't. We say that you may be able to find, somebody, an expert, to come and represent you through the process.
Okay.
And it happens with other, other facilities as well, where people come to call on me to go and represent them, to observe on their behalf.
Okay.
So sometimes it happens like that.
Okay.
But otherwise, occasionally we allow them in.
All right. So yes.
All right.
Yes, so that is well explained by Doc, that once we hear people saying that they would want to be present to, witness whatever thing is going on, occasionally they are being allowed.
Right.
Yeah, but then if you have an expert to represent you, I think that is
enough.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
That is
All right.
enough.
Yes.
Okay, so if you just tune in on today's edition of the show, we are having a very fruitful conversation with the role of the pathologist in the criminal justice system in Ghana. And we are quite fortunate to have with us in the studios this morning Deputy Commissioner of Police, Dr. Osei Owusu-Afriyie, who is a seasoned pathologist at the police hospital, telling us what the day looks like for a forensic pathologist. This one is a shift away from general pathology, looking into what they do specifically when it comes to investigating the cause of death, that intersects with the law, where the law, gives a provisional directive for them to, examine a body, where we gather evidence and then, testify in courts. All right, so we are once again reminded that you can send us your questions, your comments, your observations on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on X. If you have any questions whatsoever, please send them through, and we're going to ask our expert before he finally takes leave of us. All right, so typically when it comes to the investigators, what are some of the things you do to assist them when it comes to autopsy, in terms of building a very solid report and then get enough evidence to testify in court?
So let me say that sometimes the case becomes clearer after the post-mortem examination is done. Now, the primary investigator is supposed to collect all the information from everybody. So everybody in the team is assisting the primary investigator.
Okay.
So initially, a body is picked up from somewhere, and they are supposed to sort of like do a quick examination, not an expert examination, but just a quick examination to find out whether there are bruises, there are marks of violence, they call them. They may not find anything because they are not experts. And so in their mind, this may be a natural cause of death.
Exactly.
But in the course of the examination by us and the forensic team, it might come out that this is rather, some sort of crime rather than a natural cause. I remember a case from a couple of years back where there was a gentleman who was apparently traveling with his girlfriend, and they were supposedly involved in a road traffic accident. And so the case that was reported was a road traffic accident. Of course, the police went to the scene, they looked at it. Oh, well, the car was in a ditch, and so the initial thing was that it's a road traffic accident. So they picked up the body, brought the body for examination, and through the examination, we realized that, the gentleman had shot the lady in the car. Before the supposed accident
happened.
Now, this obviously changes from just a road traffic accident to murder. Or even manslaughter. Well, but the dynamics would have changed. Now, from the beginning of the case, the investigator doesn't know what the issues are. He would only have found out as we went on with the case. Then, of course, the ballistics will come in, and we look at all that together. Fingerprints will be taken. If there were, blood stains within the vehicle or somewhere else, then, those ones, the biologists will also come in and be very helpful to us.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes you are looking at a situation where you are wondering whether it's a suicide, but eventually becomes, homicide rather than suicide. Yes.
Doc, so personally, have you had the opportunity of, representing or making an appearance for trial in court?
Yes. Yes. So I say that once you've performed the post-mortem examination, you should expect that you'll be in court one day.
Okay.
Even though sometimes it takes a while before you end up in court. Going to court is part of my schedule. Going to court is part of my schedule. Once you submit a report, you'll be asked to speak to it. And so you are performing 1,000 cases with your team. You have to know that even if you don't attend court 1,000 times, 200 times you would be in court. And so it has to sink in that it's part of your job.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Doc, I mean, it's interesting to know that you have to be in court all the time.
Exactly,
Once you are someone, you have to be
absolutely.
there.
Once,
be able to
as
speak.
Doc has said, once you have submitted your report,
Right.
you must speak to your report as well.
Right, to speak to it. But sir, let's find out, what are some of the challenging questions ever asked by defense lawyers to you?
Right. So, because I'm a medic and I'm not a lawyer,
Right.
my thought process is
Geared towards-
it's geared towards
Yeah,
medically inclined. Yes.
exactly.
But the lawyers have their own way of retrieving information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Processing even what you have done medically. And so I say that beyond even the information that you have provided, They may even want you to get angry.
Yeah.
They may want you to get very unstable.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep a composure.
Okay.
And a good one at that. And you have to speak to what you have done. They may try to sway you, you know, in different angles.
Okay.
But again, you are the one who did the case. And so you have to speak to it. The only difficulty then is when you have to translate every medical language into a layman's language, so that the court would understand, you know, what you have done. But those are the situations that can become very challenging. But otherwise, when you have attended court for a while, sometimes you are able
familiar
to
with it.
Exactly. And you know, our state attorneys are also quite helpful. Usually you would have a little conference with them before you attend to court.
Okay.
And yes, they may be very helpful when you are going in. Yes.
So, you know, when Doc mentioned the fact that sometimes the lawyers will just want to get you off balance so that you lose your cool. You know, it's a deliberate act from them. Yes, just to know that probably you are hiding certain things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that is, I mean, from the aspects, that is his field. So there's no way you could, you know, throw him off balance for him to.
Exactly.
Yes, because he knows what he's about. He knows his job. Like we said, we are on our social media platform. So let's take the opportunity and then read some of the messages that have come through.
Okay, so messages coming through on our live streaming on Facebook at the moment is what I'm going to read out. When we are done, we'll quickly move to TikTok as well and find out if we have some other messages coming through. So this one is from ABK chapter. ABK chapter is saying the Ghana Police Service, please, what is the official number the public should call if they need police assistance? All right, ABK is 191-18555. Once again, 191-18555. These numbers, you can call them 24/7 and then you'll be attended to. All right. This message is also coming from Bernard Gidi. Bernard Gidi says that, hello, good morning, Ghana Police Service. How are you doing? How are you all doing in the morning? How are you all doing in the studio this morning? Keep up with the good work you guys are doing for Mother Ghana. Thank you so much, Bernard, for the message as well. Joshua Siedu says, good morning, nice. Good morning to you, Joshua. Nice program, more education on your show. Bernard, thank you so much for the message as well. Austin King Sharp says that I'm Inspector of Police. I'm following you from Monrovia, Liberia. All right. Thank you so much, Austin, for the message as well. Raymond Dakota Range Rover says that very educational program, watching you keenly from Tema Community 4. Good morning and thank you so much, Raymond, for the message as well. Wanidon says good program and watching live from Somalia. Right. Thank you so much, Wanidon, for the message. Agud Desani is also watching us live on Facebook as well. These are the messages that have come through with our live streaming on Facebook. If you have other ones.
Right. We have some on the WhatsApp page. So let's read it out, Doctor. So this is coming from Popo. He's watching us from La Paz Fish Pond. He says, excellent discussion by Dr. Afriyie this morning. Your expertise and professionalism truly highlighted the invaluable work of the police hospital pathologist. Thank you for your dedicated service to Ghana. We have one also coming from Aliwa, watching us from Abuse Okai. Dr. Afriyie, a great man of calm intelligence and humility. Thank you for shedding light on the critical work of the pathologist, for your unwavering commitment to healthcare and justice. Well done, sir. So these are the few ones we have here.
Okay, so I also have one coming through our WhatsApp line. This one is from Detective Sergeant Sutherland, Homicide. It says that outstanding interview, Dr. Afriyie. Your knowledge, humility, and passion were evident throughout. Thank you for showcasing the versatility and hard work of police hospital pathologists. Keep inspiring us. So that is a heartwarming message coming from Detective Sergeant Sutherland with the homicide unit, directed to Dr. Owusu Afriyie, whom we are hosting on the show today, this morning on the Safe Station. I'm trying to get some messages coming through on our TikTok live streaming, but it appears we have a bit of a challenge with our network. But then I believe as the conversation goes ahead, I'll read them out. All right. So there's another message coming through on our WhatsApp line as well. This one is coming from Nana Ose Mensah, our very own staunch viewer watching us live from Columbus, Ohio, in the United States of America. And it reads that, I know postmortem is not an easy thing, but on the lighter side, I want to know if doctor is a meat lover. I'm just curious. Right, so this is coming from our very own brother, Nana Ose Mensah, watching us live from Columbus, Ohio, in the United States of America. All right, so I don't really have access to the messages coming through on our TikTok live as well. But then, okay. So let me go back to Facebook as well and then see if we have another messages coming through. Okay, so that is it for now. I believe as we move ahead, we'll read the messages coming out as well. Right. So, Doc, let's come back to our conversation. I know as part of your operations,
Yes.
There are instances where you come into contact with some traumatic scenes. You know,
Yes.
how do you withstand this emotional, mental, and the trauma and all of that? It's not easy. Someone is asking whether you consume it because of how the things
see
the person is
for
trying
all
to.
the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, so I say that it can be very, very traumatic. No two ways about that, especially when, sometimes you know the persons involved. I must say that my wife, Diane, is very supportive. So I have a home to go back to when
Madam Diane, thank you so much for keeping it for us.
when I have very challenging situations. My parents are Dominic and Beatrice. They fantastic people.
Okay.
But beyond that, my church community, very supportive. Friends. Like I said, Jay, in Kumasi, good morning to you. Tony Asante, good morning. These are a few of my friends who, keep an eye on you. And it's very important because sometimes when the things weigh so much on you, you need to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
And so, you pick a call and talk to them. But one of the things you have to do is that you have to detach and do your work.
Okay.
So most of the time I detach.
Okay.
And so once you detach, you're able to do your work without having to come,
With the emotions of it.
the emotions of it. Now, when it becomes overwhelming, then you have to talk to somebody.
Exactly.
But again, the team I work with, fantastic people. Fantastic people. And I think Eddie just sent a message this morning.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to you as well. Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Our anti-armed robbery guys, when we have to go on, special operations, are also very supportive. DGCID finds time to also help out. She brings leadership to the cases especially when they are high profile cases. And so it becomes heartwarming that your boss is here.
Right.
And so why not?
So you must deliver.
IG would always call you to find out how you are progressing. And you can imagine that he has loads of cases on his table. He barely sleeps.
I know, right?
So if he barely sleeps, then you have to be able to execute. He's looking at the whole country.
Right.
You are looking at a small unit.
Exactly.
And he's calling you to find out how you are progressing. So it becomes, very heartwarming and helps you to carry through. I eat meat. So hopefully this afternoon when we are done, we can enjoy our food together.
Exactly, dog.
And maybe some goats won't be bad.
Absolutely. So now, sir, please. So Dr. Osei Usofri has confirmed that he takes or he consumes meat. So once we are done with the show, we are going to enjoy our fufu and I'll go to meat, okay? Yes, the man is a professional. Right. We have two messages coming through our Facebook live streaming. So this one is from Kofi GH. He says that, good morning, my favorite morning show. In fact, it's always good to start safe watching live from Ashalaja. Right. Good morning to you, Kofi GH, for the message. And then Fatau Adam says that, good morning to the Ghana Police Service. More fire. Thank you for your good work for Ghana and beyond. Okay. Good morning to you and thank you for the message, Fatau. This one's are messages coming on our live streaming on Facebook as well. And this, you have any from your end?
No, not any from the Facebook or WhatsApp page yet.
Okay. All right. So, Doc, finally, we'll have to bring an end to our conversation. But before we do so, I want you to give our audience your final words before we finally say goodbye.
So, I think that the most difficult part of this job is the ones that people that we pick up as unknown.
Okay.
Unidentified, and sometimes to the extent that some are unclaimed.
Exactly.
Every year, just with the police hospital, we do, over 1,500 persons.
Okay.
Wow.
If we are unable to identify them, then it means that we have to mass bury them. Periodically, Police TV would send in an announcement about a mass barrier that may come on for people to come and help us with identification before we mass bury them. But I think that that's the most difficult part of the job. When you are not able to connect, diseased persons with their families so that they can put closure. They can bring closure to, the deaths. It becomes very difficult to just go ahead and have to bury them. Now, and so I would encourage people that as you go about your duty, try and keep an ID with you. It becomes very helpful when you are picked up and there's an ID. We are able to follow through with calls, and sometimes people come and do the identifications. And sometimes it's very heartwarming. Very, very heartwarming. When we send out announcements to, on our various platforms, sometimes people think that, these are, vagabonds who are found on the streets, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Sometimes there are people who have traveled into the city and have been knocked down by a vehicle. Sometimes they, may have been involved in a road traffic accident, sometimes even as passengers or as pedestrians, and they are picked up, brought to us, sometimes dead or alive, but, would treat them if they are alive. And we are not able to find relatives. So as we speak, there are some people who are with us alive, and what I mean is the hospital. They are in police hospital, they are alive. We still haven't been able to connect them with their families. There are, of course, some people who are also dead and are in our custody, and we are hoping that we can get relatives to come in, identify them, and then, put closure to the deaths.
Right, so I want to say, so your question earlier posed to me has been clarified by Doc here.
Okay.
I know most of us also had, that understanding of it. Because it has been clarified by Doctor himself. Yes, so going forward, we know how to, work around things.
Very well. But Doc, lastly, before you finally take it over,
yes,
what is the average time for an autopsy to be performed or a postmortem?
So when the request comes in before we get it done?
Exactly.
So as of today, I think we have a backlog of about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So if it comes in today, the chances are that you might be booked for 3 weeks or 4 weeks time.
Okay.
So usually that's what it is.
Okay.
Because on the average, we are doing about 30 cases in a week.
Wow, 30 cases.
Which is a large number for us.
I know, right? Yeah.
I get a few other people to come and help.
Okay.
But that's a large number. Yes.
Wow.
And so it can extend to about 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes beyond 4 weeks.
But 3 to 6 weeks does not really interfere in investigations, right?
No. In situations where it requires that we do it earlier. We would get information from either, DG herself or maybe IG himself, and then we'll pull it out and get it done as quickly as possible. If it happens like that, then yes, we can do something about it.
Right.
Yes.
So do you really suffer a bit of stigmatization and some misconceptions
Yes.
as well?
Yes. People are wondering why, you go to medical school, finish and specialize for long years, and end up, attending to dead bodies.
Yeah.
But one of the things I also say is that it's not only about dead bodies.
Okay.
It's also about the living.
Okay.
Sometimes they take, they do a surgery, they bring it to us, we do an examination, we give a report, and these are people who are alive. So there's histopathology analysis. We send it, the clinicians are able to treat and treat well. Breast cancer, cervical cancer, when, the samples are taken, they are brought to the pathologist. So again, we attend to people who are alive. But because we are at the back end and people do not see us, the only part that people see is the dead. And so, yes, sometimes there's a stigma.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's stigma.
I know, right?
How are you able to deal with it?
Well, I think that there are people who have gone ahead of us. Professor Akosa, good morning to you. Professor JT Anim, and have done, a lot of work ahead of us. They've done the advocacy for us. Yeah. They've brought, a good face to the profession. Yeah. And so, we are able to stand on their shoulders and carry on.
Yeah.
Dr. Dusey, you fantastic doctor. Thank you for your work that you did in police hospital as well.
All right.
Wow. Wow. We just received some chunk of messages coming through. I think there are questions directed to Doc. Briefly, let me read them, all of them together, and see if Doc will be able to answer any of them before he finally says goodbye. This one says that my name is Ama Owusu and I'm watching live from East Legon, Accra. What exactly does a pathologist do and how does your work help the police service solve criminal cases? Okay. My name is Kwame Mensah and I'm watching from Kumasi. Many people think every sudden death is suspicious. How do pathologists determine the actual cause of death? My name is Linda Sari and I'm watching from Cape Coast. There are often misconceptions about post-mortem examinations. Could you explain why they are very necessary and address some of the common myths? My name is Samuel Ofori and I'm watching from Tamale. What are some of the biggest challenges pathologists face when investigating death? And how do you ensure your findings are accurate and impartial? My name is Patricia Ajiman and I'm watching from Ho. What advice would you give to families and the general public when a loved one dies unexpectedly and the postmortem examination is required?
So just a quick one before the program ends. The first thing is that when somebody dies and immediately the cause of death is unknown, I would encourage that the postmortem examination be done. It might end up revealing, some diseases that may be familial.
Exactly.
And so that death can help other members of the family live. Now, our job basically is to do a gross examination, open up, examine system by system, and find out if all, we are comparing diseased state to normal. So we already know the normal.
Yeah.
And we are comparing the disease state, which we also learned, during training.
Yeah.
So that we are able to isolate what the disease state is. Now, if you, beyond the gross examination, you also do some laboratory examination like the microscopy to help you to come to a definitive conclusion. Now, in situations where you are challenged, you can call in other colleagues
to also come on board.
To come on board to help.
Yeah.
And so, on a whole, we are able to find the causes of death.
Okay.
and it's very helpful to both, the criminal justice system and to relatives as well, depending on the situation.
Wow. So I believe Doc's submission has done justice to the questions that I've read and the messages coming through on our WhatsApp
There's one
platform.
here on our Facebook WhatsApp page. So this is coming from Eric Tete from Lashibi. He says, "Good morning, GH Police TV. Good morning to you, Eric. I do enjoy your program in recent times. Keep the good job." Thank you so much, Eric Tete. Thank you so much for watching us. We are here to serve you all the time.
Absolutely.
So keep watching
Absolutely.
GH Police
Absolutely.
TV.
So, Doc, if I lose a relative, can I personally volunteer to have a post-mortem for the body?
Yes. Why not?
Okay.
You can. Of course, there are a few processes you have to go through.
Okay.
Once the person, if it's in the hospital setup, then the doctors will do a request sent to us.
Okay.
Otherwise, then we would ask you to report to the police station. They would, go through the process, get the coroner's inquest form, signed, and then that will be done.
Okay.
But again, I would encourage as many people as possible that in situations where the cause of death cannot be determined, that you help the pathologist so that the request will be done and then we can find the cause of death.
Absolutely.
So there's a quick one coming in. I think we have to do justice to that. So this is coming from Kofi Asante. He is watching us from Nungwa.
Okay.
Thanks to Dr. Efriye for this insightful education. But he asked, if a pathologist makes a mistake in findings, how can it be rectified?
Wow. So a mistake, well, I'm not too sure how many times we would make a mistake, but there's always a recourse to a second opinion.
Okay.
So even when, I have done my job and you are not satisfied with what I have done, you are able to request for a second opinion.
Okay.
And hopefully the second opinion will bring closure
Absolutely.
to what the situation is.
Okay.
All right, Kofi Asante. So from Dr. Efriye, you can go for a second opinion all the time.
Yes.
And so he also sends greetings to his wife, Emilia Asante. All right, so Kofi, I think your wife has heard about it. So this is also coming from Raymond Decoder, Range Rover. Good morning, Ghana Police Service. Good morning, Raymond. Your reward in heaven. Keep up the good work. Right. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you.
We still have some messages coming through on our Facebook and then other platforms. But then, Doc, our time is quite limited. We believe that going forward, we'll still have to invite you, Sarentes, for Doc to come back.
Sure.
And then we'll have to delve deeper into other areas and development as
yeah.
well. So, Doc, we are extremely grateful for your time with us on the show today. We believe that once you have made your appearance on the show, certainly we'll have to be brought back again and on a whole discussion into other matters. We are grateful. So that was it with our conversation with Deputy Commissioner of Police, Dr. Osei Owusu Efriye, a seasoned pathologist with the Ghana Police Hospital, joining us this morning on today's edition of the Safe Start Show. I believe you've had a riveting experience on the platform. But we are going for another break. When we return, we'll take time and celebrate our July borns who are celebrating their birthday. Stay on, we'll be right back.
Are you aware an invisible eye is watching you? Have you ever had an altercation with a police officer about a road traffic offense where you felt you were right? Have you ever lost a loved one due to a breach of a road traffic regulation as a motor rider? Do you always obey road traffic regulations? Do you know that driving on the shoulders of the road is an offense? How has your general experience with the police officers on our roads been like? It is for these and other reasons that the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with the Ministry of Interior, National Road Safety Authority, the DVLA, and other stakeholders, have come up with an initiative to ensure sanity on our roads and prevent road accidents. TrafficTech GH is an automated system introduced by the Ghana Police Service to enforce road traffic regulations. The system uses cameras and sensors to enforce road traffic regulations. So you see, police invisible eyes are watching. Pew!
crashes or accidents are of great worry to everyone. In view of this, we need to be alert on things that brings about accidents on our roads, leading to deaths of our loved ones. It is of this reason that Traffic Orientation Show on GH Police TV seek to teach, educate all road users, being it drivers, riders, pedestrians, on the rules and regulations and road traffic as to reduce road accident. Make time to watch Traffic Orientation Show every day on GH Police TV as we bring you more insight on road traffic related issues. You can also watch us on DSTV channel 362 and other digital channels. On Traffic Orientation Show, we say drive safely, arrive alive.
Akwanhyia ɛyɛ akwansideɛ ɛde ma obi biara ne sɛnti ɛsɛsɛ yɛtwe yɛadwen ɛkɔ nneɛma a ɛnam so ɛma akwanhyia a ɛde epra ɛne ewo ɛbɛyi ɛso ne sɛnti GH Police TV ahyehyɛ dwumadie a ne din ɛne ka kwan so nkyerɛkyerɛ Traffic Orientation Show ɛde ɛbrɛw ɛwɔ dwumadie yi so yɛde etufo na yɛakyerɛkyerɛw nneɛma ɛne mmara ahodoɔ a ɛsɛsɛ wo ehu ɛwɔ yɛn ɛkwan no ɛso ɛno nti gyebrɛ yɛhwɛ dwumadie yi da biada ɛwɔ GH Police TV so a ɛsan so ɛwɔ DSTV channel 362 so na yɛfa nsua deɛ ɛmfa nsi ka akwanhyia ano ɛkwan. Wo a wubu ekwan so mmra so police adwumakuo no abie yɛni a yɛde ɛhwɛw ɛni a yɛde ɛhwɛw ɛyɛ mfonitwa afidie a police adwumakuo no ɛde asisi akwantempɔn so na yɛde hwɛ nneɛma a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ yɛn akwantempɔn no ɛso ɛnam dwumadie yi so ɛbɛma yɛ maame nom sɛ ɔmo kɔ adwom a ɔmo ɛbɛbɛ fie asomdwe mu yɛn papa nom ɛbɛkɔ adwuma abɛfie asomdwe mu afei yɛ manso ɛbɛkɔ sukuu na ɔmo aba efie asomdwe mu Traffic GH twe wo hyɛn ye na fagye wo nkwa piaw.
Polisi hingme komi nkwabo ni ona ene hewole wachemen baya ni chumo ni ameba bashia yetwe njolemle bekefe beke baje school eba ni eba ni na e follow yetwe njolemle wonyeme hu baya ajara no ni ameba bashia yetwe njolemle Traffic GH camera lo hingme infoni keha wagbadegbe ano mla no yeli Traffic GH hwehwehwe chonde kudom bahani ohishi da befebe piaw.
Well, so you're welcome back from that break, and thanks for staying with us. It's still the Safe Star Show on GH Police Television. This is where you stay informed, you stay ahead, you stay safe. So it is birthday time, folks. This is where we celebrate some amazing people who are celebrating their birthdays in the month of July. And so production, MCR, if you have the projected list of birthday celebrants ready, let's go. The first person to have their birthday wish on today's edition is a belated happy birthday wish going out to Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Maxwell Entry, who is with the NOD Police Headquarters, National Operations Directorate. This one is coming from officers and men of the National Operations Directorate, and their message is that may the good Lord continue to bless, strengthen, and protect you. Enjoy the fruitfulness of this addition. So belated happy birthday going out to you, ACP Mr. Maxwell Entry, NOD Police Headquarters, do have a fantastic week as to celebrate your birthday, sir. A happy birthday going out to this phenomenal and stunning senior police officer, Chief Superintendent of Police, Madam Sandra Akosa Esiama-Tewia. She's the Director Welfare. This wish is coming from Director General Welfare, Staff Officer Welfare, and the entire Welfare Directorates. And their message is that to a fantastic catalyst and a great leader, cheers to you on your added year. Have a wonderful birthday celebration, madam. So it's a happy birthday wish to the phenomenal Chief Superintendent of Police, Madam Sandra Akosa Esiama-Tewia, our revered Director Welfare. And so by extension from us here at the Public Affairs Directorate, GH Police Television to be precise, we are sending you lots of love, madam. Do have a fabulous birthday today. And in the case where you are considering any birthday party, of course, I know that is going to be possible. That's going to be very possible. You can't afford to, forget about us, madam. We are standing by for your invitation, and then we'll come collectively and then celebrate with you in a grand style. So happy birthday going out to you, Chief Superintendent of Police. She's a legal practitioner.
Sure.
Yeah, so sure. Chief Superintendent of Police, Madam Sandra Akosa Esiama-Tewia Esquire, do have an awesome day as you celebrate your birthday today. We love you, madam. Another happy birthday going out to DO2, Mr. Richard Mensah Ejay, with the Ghana National Fire Service, Accra City, Makola Station. This one is coming from your lovely daughter and the all-time best friend, Gwendolyn Na Ayoko Ejay. And her message is that may God grant you more grace, strength, and more promotions. Congratulations on your newly earned rank. So and more wins. So happy birthday going out to you, DO, to Richard Mensah Ejay with the Ghana National Fire Service, Accra City, Makola Station. This one is coming from your lovely daughter and all-time best friend, Gwendolyn Na Ayoko Ejay. Do have a fabulous birthday celebration today, sir. Right, another happy birthday going out to Inspector Manuela Akosia Ohenewa Ejari, also known as Kwewu Billionaire. Wow, then I presume you should have a lot of cash. You are with the Ghana Immigration Service Clinic and the Chief Executive Officer of Manuel Diglam Lounge. So this wish is coming from your siblings, Abigail, Esther, and also from Echampoma and Bulengi. And their message is that we're wishing you continued goodness, good health, and many more years of impact and inspiration. So happy birthday going out to you, Effervescent Inspector Manuela Akosia Ohenewa Ejari, also known as Kwewu Billionaire. Do have an amazing birthday celebration today. We love you, madam. Another happy birthday wish going out to Policewoman Chief Inspector, Madam Abigail Tete. You are with the Nkranza Division of DOFSU units. This wish is coming from Policewoman Corporal Joyce Boatin, and the message is that may the good Lord continue to bless you and protect you always. So happy birthday going out to you, Policewoman Chief Inspector, Madam Abigail Tete of Nkranza Divisional DOFSU unit. Do have an awesome birthday celebration today. All the best. Right, another happy birthday wish going out to General Constable Patrick Mensah Ajin. We are with the regional SWAT unit in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. This wish is coming from Ghana Web 98 Battalions of Ho and all regional SWAT units Kumasi. Their message is that may the good Lord continue to bless you and protect you always. We love you. Ghana Web 98 Battalions of Ho and all regional SWAT units Kumasi wish you a happy birthday, General Constable Mr. Patrick Mensah Ajin. Do have a fantastic birthday celebration today, isn't it? Yeah. Right,
still celebrating birthdays of friends, families, colleagues who were born on this day, 27th of July, 2026. And so it's still a birthday mode. This is coming from Sergeant Eugene Ofe-Ansah here at the Public Affairs Department to Chief Superintendent Sandra Akosa Esiama-Tewia, Director, Welfare. The message is your presence in the office makes every day brighter and more pleasant. You never hesitate to offer help when needed, and I appreciate the opportunity to have an inspirational boss like you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, madam. This is from Sergeant Ofe-Ansah to you. Do have a great day. There's a belated happy birthday wish to Cadet Officer Cornelia Apia of the Police Hospital. This is coming from Cadet Officer Priscilla Nkrumah Pepra And her message to you is wishing you continued success, greater achievements, and many more reasons to celebrate in the years ahead. And congratulations to your graduation with an MPhil in midwifery over the weekend. Belated happy birthday to you, Cadet Officer Cornelia Appiah, and congratulations to you for that feat chalked as well. God guide your steps and lead you to more strides. Belated happy birthday to you, Madam. This is a happy birthday wish in advance to Police Chief Inspector Susanna Pokuya Asari, Regional DOFSU. And this message is coming from Chief Inspector Juliana Asari, Chief Inspector Belinda Asari, and the entire family. Chief Inspector Junila Asari. Their message to you is, may the Almighty God bless you and grant you the wishes of your heart. So a happy birthday wish in advance to you, Police Woman Chief Inspector Susanna Pokuya Asari, the Regional DOFSU here in Accra. Happy birthday to you. May God guide your steps and usher you into more glorious moments of your life. Happy birthday in advance. Still in the birthday celebration, this is a happy birthday wish to Constable Kujo Borte Albert, with a special operations assistance to the IGP. And this is from General Constable Akowa Yao Frempon. His message to you is wishing you long life, good health, and more money, bro. Happy birthday to you, Constable Kujo Borte Albert. Stay safe out there as you work for Mother Ghana. Continue to be safe out there. We appreciate you so much. It's a happy birthday wish to PW Sergeant Lydia Amevo with the Judicial Protection Unit. This is a birthday wish coming from Knedu from Budget and all her colleagues at Judicial Protection Unit. Their message to you is, may your territory of possessions continue to aggrandize. Do have a fabulous day. I think they are picking this, big vocabularies from you. So happy birthday to you, Sergeant Lydia Amnevo. Happy birthday. Stay safe out there. There's a belated happy birthday wish to General Constable Silas Mensah with the National Operations Directorate here at Police Headquarters. And the message from Sergeant Afi Pungo of the Police Hospital Dialysis Unit. The message is, may the good Lord continue to bless, strengthen, and protect you. Enjoy the fruitfulness of this addition. Happy birthday to you, bro. It's a belated one. Stay safe out there as you work for God, for country, and for humanity. Happy birthday wish to you. That is all for the projected list, Sergeant Boite.
Okay, so we still have some birthday wishes coming through on our WhatsApp platform as well. Since we are celebrating the July bonds, we'll take time and also, share in their incredible journey as well. So this one is a birthday wish going out to Madam Florence Akun. You are popularly known as Auntie C of Asqua Police Barracks in the Ashanti region. And the message reads, a mother par excellence whose generosity extends beyond her biological children. God bless you for all you do, Auntie Yesi. We love you. Loads of love from your husband, your daughter, policewoman Angelina Elbert of NPD Headquarters, that is National Patrol Department, your entire family, and policewoman Inspector Mariama Aliwuri of Asqua District CID. So, happy birthday blessings to Madam Florence Akun, popularly known as Auntie Yesi of Asqua Police Barracks. This wish is coming from your husband, your daughter, policewoman Angelina Elbert of MPD Headquarters, the entire family, and policewoman Inspector Mariama Aliwuri of Asqua District CID. Now, another happy birthday wish going out to Mr. Amadou Akudugu Salam. This wish is coming from Sergeant Yusuf Brahima, your sisters Umma Abiba and Rahina, and their message is that may the Almighty Allah continue to bless you and make you great. So happy birthday going out to you once again, Mr. Amadou Akudugu Salam. This wish is coming from Sergeant Brahima, your sisters Umma Abiba and Rahina, and then we are praying for continued upliftment from Allah unto you this day. Right, again, another happy birthday wish in advance. In fact, this gentleman is celebrating his birthday tomorrow. This wish is coming from your two lovely sisters, Detective Lance Corporal Grace Sewajan and Policewoman Lance Corporal Esther Kunedu Jan. So it is a happy birthday wish in advance to Mr. Frederick Jan, who is a teacher at Kwasi Senior High School, Kwasi Senior High and Technical School in Wenchi. Yes, so your sisters are saying that they are wishing for massive blessings upon your life as you celebrate your birthday tomorrow. And then they pray that every desire on your hearts must come into fruition. And so it is a happy birthday wish going out to you, Mr. Frederick Jan. You are a teacher at Kwasi Senior High and Technical School in Wenchi. This wish is coming from your two lovely sisters, Detective Lance Corporal Grace Sewa Jan and Policewoman Lance Corporal Esther Kunedu Jan. Do have a fantastic birthday tomorrow, sir. Right, and again, another glorious belated happy birthday going out to my beautiful princess Gladys Lani Ashango. So grow in the image and likeness of your maker. Be protected from all spheres of the evil ones. You are deeply loved from dad and mom, from your parents and siblings. So it is a glorious belated happy birthday going out to Princess Gladys Lani Ashango. So this one is coming from your parents, your siblings as well. Do have a fantastic birthday celebration. All right, so Sergeant Tess, do you have any other birthday wish at your end?
Not birthday wish, but let me send special greetings to a couple of people. So, special good morning going out to Chief Superintendent of Police, Madam Sheila Kese Abeye Bachman, Esquire, with the Legal and Prosecution Department here at the Police Headquarters. Good morning to you, ma'am. Another good morning going out to Chief Superintendent of Police, Mr. Donald Elombani, also with the Legal and Prosecution Unit at Accra Region. Good morning to you. And also a special good morning to Policewoman Sergeant Edith Gabra. This is coming from Corporal Gilbert Asante. You are currently serving at the AU missions in Somalia. His message is stay blessed and be highly favored. Good morning to you out there as you serve and work for God and humanity. Good morning to you, Sergeant Boyti.
All right, so let me send another big shout out and then good morning to the technical advisor to the Minister for the Interior and the National President for Police Ladies Association, Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Mamiya Tiwa Adodankwa. Good morning, ma'am. And then we pray that may you be kept under the protection of our Maker. Again, this one I made mention that our very own endearing policewomen who work at the Integrity Car Park Reception, which is, under the leadership of Policewoman Inspector Mercy Egan Boche, Policewoman Corporal Henrietta Nadi de Mensa, Policewoman Lance Corporal Olivia Awine, and Lance Corporal Kujo. Always tune in, watching us live on the Safe Star Show. Good morning, going out to you guys for the wonderful support all this while, and then thanks for your support as well. Okay, so before we finally wrap up, let's get our viewers informed with this particular development when it comes to sports. Last week I was saying that there was an ongoing police soccer academy community gala. We were supposed to have come to an end yesterday at the police depot park, but then authorities, organizers have made us to understand that the final game is going to happen on the 30th of July 2026 at the same venue. But then over the weekend there was some semi-final game between some four sides or four teams that happened, and Police Soccer Academy came face to face with Desire Football Academy, and after 90 minutes of soccer action, we were victorious. We won by a lone goal. Yes, so that was the first semi-final contest between Police Soccer Academy and Desire Football Academy. Police Soccer Academy eventually won by 1-0. And then with the second semi-final contest between Great Falcons and Mighty Fortress Division 3, after 90 minutes of soccer fiesta, it was goalless, but then it had to be decided by a penalty shootout. And unfortunately for Great Falcons, they lost by 4-5 on the penalties. And so Mighty Fortress Division 3 won that particular contest. And so in the grand finale, we are going to have Police Soccer Academy coming up against Mighty Fortress Football Academy on the 30th of July 2026 at the Police Depot Park. We are entreating all and sundry to join us, support our very own, and I believe that I'm very, very hopeful that Police Soccer Academy is going to win by, huge numbers, I believe, for us to be crowned champions as well. Right, so away from football, let's get into other disciplines as well. And After a week 2 break from the volleyball league, police volleyball team continued their winning race in their match week 18 fixture as they beat immigration volleyball team by 3-0 on Saturday and also secured a thrilling 3-0 victory over Castleland volleyball team on Sunday. So it was a back-to-back victory for the police volleyball team after beating our colleagues from the immigration service as well 3-0 on Saturday and then secure another thrilling 3-0 victory over Castleland volleyball team on Sunday. So congratulations to you, police volleyball team, for that emphatic win over the weekend, a back-to-back one for that matter. And then with hockey news, police men's hockey team also claimed an impressive 3-1 victory over hockey. Is the reason. That's the name of the hockey team. Hockey is the reason team in their match day 7 fixture. And so police men's hockey team claimed a 3-1 impressive victory over hockey is the reason team. Or yes, so hockey hockey is the reason team in their match day 7 fixture as well. And then very soon we'll be having the commencement of the 2026-2027 Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. So as part of preparations, police ladies on Saturday were in action against the regional under-15 girls team. It was a friendly encounter at the Insaum Astro Turf Park. And after 90 minutes of soccer fiesta, police ladies emerged victorious with a convincing 4-1 victory over the regional under-15 girls. And so that is part of preparations for the commencement of the 2026-2027 Women's Premier League season, where police ladies over the weekend won convincingly by 4-1. All right, so that is it with our stories when it comes to sports on today's edition of the show. But before we finally bring the curtains down on today's edition, there is this belated happy birthday wish coming through. As the saying goes, it is better late than never. So it's a belated happy birthday wish going out to Chief Inspector Mr. Kweku Bequin, who is with the finance unit at Tema region. This wish is coming from your friends and family members as well. And their message is that may the good Lord continue to bless you and protect you always. So belated happy birthday going out to you, Chief Inspector Mr. Kweku Bequin. You are with the finance unit of Tema region. Do have a fantastic week as you celebrate your birthday. And so folks, this is where time will permit us to bring our conversation on the show today to an end. I believe that we've had a very fascinating moment with us, especially when we invited the seasoned pathologist at the police hospital, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Dr. Osei Owusu Efriye, telling us basically what the day or the typical day of a pathologist looks like beyond what we know of performing postmortems or autopsies, in determining or investigating the cause of death. Sanitest was right that pathologists also examine those who live. They're living as well. And so today I have learned on the platform that pathologists do not only deal with dead bodies, but they deal with those who are living as well. That has been clarified by our expert who joined us on today's edition. We are sending big gratitude to the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Honu, and schedulers members of the Police Management Board. Again, an immense thank you going out to the Director General Public Affairs Directorate, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Madam Grace Ansa Akrofi. Every Tom, Dick and Harry who works here at the Public Affairs Directorate, we are grateful for the support, the collaboration all this while. The production team for a wonderful job done this morning, headed by Chief Inspector Isaac Chum Odro, and then all the other guys. We are grateful. Once again, I'm Sergeant Yao Boaite Boatin, your host, and I was supported by my colleague, the Halcyon policewoman Sergeant Theresa Aldo. Until we come your way on Wednesday with the midweek action of the Sister Show, keep enjoying the rest of our programs. It is goodbye for now.
Goodbye.